Hello and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today it's leak down test time. We're going to be doing top end, finishing the top end off, putting the side casing on and a leak down test. So let's go and do it. No point messing around, let's get stuck in. Okay, we're back again. I said we were going to put the studs in, but obviously I didn't do a video of putting all these studs in. It's so boring. But just put the last couple in for you. So basically we'll drop a little dot of Loctite on. Come on, coming out. There we go. We've got our stud putting in tool. So we've wound it down. It's going fairly easy because it's going in by fingers. And then we need my Allen key. Where's that gone? Because this locks itself on slightly. Oh no, it doesn't. It's coming off. Right. Then I've got this little gauge for my depth, so I get all my studs the same depth. So it needs to go a little bit more. Bit more. Oh, it's bloody moved. Hang on, my gauge has moved. Should we check? Okay. Yep, good. Next one. So I like to get all the studs the same length, so you get the full nut and your washer on, and a little bit of stud sticking out. So it avoids stripping nuts, because sometimes the stud's too far in, you put your nut on and it just strips the end of it. So we want to avoid that, and it looks nice if they're all exactly the same length. It's gone in with my fingers, easy peasy. Little check in a bit more. That's it, perfect. Okay, we'll give all the Loctite a wipe off, because I've got it everywhere. So easy peasy, that's all our studs in and all equal length. So we can put our crankcase cover on now. Better go and get a gasket for it. Right, we've got a gasket, and it's a beaded gasket. It's got a bead of sealant on it, already done for you. Come on, if I can get it out. There she goes. So I don't put any grease, no sealant with these, nothing, because this has to go onto the surface and make it seal itself. This makes the seal, and if it's got grease on there, it's not going to seal. So you don't want to use any other gasket sealant, because then that doesn't work with this either. So this just goes onto the clean surface, and that's it. Nothing else required. And you're going to say, oh, but if you get it off, it'll be knackered. Well, every time you change the casing or take the casing on and off, you should always replace the gasket, because the gasket gets crushed, and once it's been crushed, you can't use it again. I'm sorry, forget it, game over, new gasket. So there you go. So forget about your grease, because once you've crushed the gasket the second time round, it's not going to seal. Okie dokie, there she is. Lovely, brilliant. Right, our gasket's on. Now for the side casing, but we've got a little tip of the weak here on the side casing. We take away material from here, just this area of the shaft. It doesn't weaken the shaft because it's only the back edge here. This can rub on your clutch plate, the back end of your clutch plate. We want to avoid that. So we ground it down, and now we're going to put some blue on here, as you can see. Then we're going to put it on, turn it out, kick it over, and see if it actually touches anywhere. So if it touches, we'll see some blue marking on the blue. So let's just have a check of it. Okay. On she goes. We'll just drop on a couple of nuts to hold it in place while we give it a quick test. Okay, there shouldn't be any load on it. Move a few things. Kick it over a couple of times. Right, and then back off. Is there any marking there? I think we have a slight touch just there, as we can see. So we'll have to take a little bit more out. At least we can see the mark there where it's just touched slightly. On the camera, if it's in focus, just there's a slight mark, I believe. So we're going to take a little more off there. Right. Okay, we've re-blued it again, and we'll go for our second test. Right, so this time we're successful. Gently down. One more for look. Right, back off. Come on. Perfect, no marks at all, so we're happy with that. Right, we'll put this on now, nice and gently. I'll just put a nut here to hold it in place while we start getting the nuts and screws on that. Right. That's where your washer was supposed to be. Come on, off you come. Right. What I like to do when I'm bolting these down is basically work from the center outwards. So we go like this. Sticky's mag's probably got a sequence, but I haven't really seen it. So middle four first, then you would go to this one, but there's not one on because it's a casing one. So then from there you go here, and then here, then up to here, then down to here, back up here, down, nip on that one back again, and then you finally get end ones. Then back again, nip, 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 right, then we just check them. Right, so now we'll just go around them with a torque wrench. I've got this set at 3 Newton meters. Doesn't need to be so tight. There we go. Because they're basically quite lightly done. There we go. And that's it, that's all of them I believe. So they're all torqued down to 3 Newton meters, which is plenty tight enough for this side casing. Right, we've got the top end build now. First of all we need the gasket. We're using a metal gasket. I don't like the paper type gaskets. They once you squash them down, they tend to collapse around where the studs are. Where the studs are there, the surface areas is so small that the gasket seems to collapse inside, and that's it. You end up with an air leak going up your studs, which is not good. So the alley gaskets are much better, and just use sealant on them. So we give them a nice coating of sealant on both sides. Just takes a little while. Gets kind of messy. Yes, we don't want to do this twice, do we? There we are. Really important that I get a seal around this part here of the stud. Okay. Oops, wrong way around. Messy, messy, messy. Okay. Pull my hands off of it. Alright. Now we'll fit our piston and rings. Get that open. It's not got COVID on it. Right. Couple of rings. We'll need some 2-stroke oil. Tiny bit of that. Because we'll just coat our rings first in the 2-stroke oil. Oh, I'm not in the camera, am I? There we go. A little coat on them before we put them on. One in. Coat on this one. So rings fitted. Gudgeon pin. Nice little smear of 2-stroke. And a small end bearing. Give that a nice smear of 2-stroke. Slide it in. Right, we're going to fit one circlip in first before we put the piston on. So let's move the camera over a little bit because you're not getting a good view. That's on down here. I'm trying to keep it close on here so you can have a close up of what's going on. But it's quite difficult, isn't it, to get a good angle on everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this circlip in this side of the piston first. Now I normally just hold it in there like this with my thumb. Okay. And then I've got a little tool here somewhere, if I can find it. Right, there it is. Right, so what I've got is I've got this little, it's basically a podge for woodwork, right? But what I do is put a little notch in the end of it so it locates on your circlip like this. Put it in the hole. Is that focusing? And then you just push the clip in. And that's it. And then you make sure that that's located in there all the way around. Come on camera, focus. And if you want to take it out, you've got this little hook on the end of here. You put it in the slot, locate underneath, and literally just lift up and it comes out. Simple. So the first one's in. Don't know how good that comes out because it was a little bit crappy, the focusing, but here we go, that's on there. So now we've got the other one to go in, same process. I do prefer the wire ones much better than the other circlips. It's so nice to put in, easy. A little tool. It's probably when you've got bad eyesight and bad lighting. Where's my little hole? There it is. Yeah. Oh! That had to happen, didn't it? Try again. That's it. Okay. Always double check your circlips all the way around. Make sure they're fully in. No messing around. You do not want one of these to come out. So, better put my other glasses on. The close-up ones. For inspection. Oh yes. That's better. Yeah. Fully in. Good. Excellent. So now we can proceed to slot our cylinder on. We'll put a little extra lubrication down the bore. Smear of 2-stroke down the bore. Everywhere. Don't overdo it because it'll smoke like crazy. But there you go. So we will put our piston rings over the locating peg, over our dowels there, or the piston pegs. Pardon. Squish it gently, poke it in with your thumbnail. One's in already. It's good to have thumbnails. Thumbnails are an important piece of the mechanical toolkit. Nails. Okay, that's on nicely. We'll line up our little mark on the top of the barrel that we use for lining up the ports. There we go, it's lined up nicely. So now we've got our cylinder head to put on, which is hither, and this is going to be done with Loctite. We just smear Loctite around the cylinder head. This is Mr. Dave Webster trick. Dave Webster always used to do it like this on his cylinders. So that just creates a much better seal. Okay, drop him on. We don't have to worry about the squish clearance because we've already done it. So, new washers. Always like to use new washers. Nuts. Oh, these are nuts. Simple as that. And then we'll give it like 20 minutes for the Loctite and the sealant to go off, and then we'll do a leak down test on it. Right, 14mm socket. 15, 14. Right. You can never have enough tools, that's what I always say. So we'll just nip it first. Use your crossways pattern. Right, now I'm going to go, my first torque setting is going to be 8 Newton meters on each one. So they're all nice and even, and then we'll reset now to 15 Newton meters. There we go. That's right. Back on again now to 15. And that is us done. And we'll check. Okay. There we go. Torque down. Now we'll just leave that now for a little while, and then we'll come back and do the leak down test in a little while. Oh yeah. Okay, we've got a leak down kit here. We've got a little bracket, a plate and a rubber that fits over your exhaust that we've got to fit on first. Okay, it's firmly on. We've got to fit this inlet rubber on it because I usually use it for bigger carbs, so I don't have for the 28, so this has got to go on. Luckily it's the same bolt pattern, I hope. Is it? Oh dear, no it's not. Oh, we have a problem, Houston. I'm going to have to maybe elongate the holes in this manifold, which I don't. Yeah, I only use it for this, so it doesn't line up with these. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay. Right. We'll have to stop a bit. I've got to elongate the holes in this so it fits this manifold. Back in a minute. Okay. Let's turn that around so you can see the gauge on there. That's tight enough. Right, we're kind of set up now with the inlet manifolds on. Everything's bolted down. I ended up having to machine my my fit in there because I couldn't get the other rubber on. So we had to go with the actual rubber that fits it, and I had to step that down. So now I've got 2 sizes on that, which could be handy in the future anyway. So we're gonna pump it up and see if it. Oh, wait. Okay, we've machined it further back and put a lip in it, and hopefully now it's gonna hold the pressure. Let's see. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bit of a joke if it don't. Let's go. Let's try. Let's have a look with my glasses. Okay, we'll go up to 4 bar, should be enough. Okay, we're on 4 bar, and now we'll just see how long it holds the pressure for. It's not losing anything by the looks of things, so there we go. keep an eye on that gauge for me while I have a cup of tea, will you? Right, cheers. Well, it's not moving. Just check with my other glasses. Precision. Not one iota. It's holding pressure at 4. Let's go up a bit higher. 6 bar. 6 bar. And holding nicely. So I would say that we have a good engine that's sealed. I need to tidy up, I made a big mess on here. So great, happy with that. Oh, I'm massive. Hey, I'm huge. Oh, that's better. Yep, Bob's your uncle, that's good. That's holding pressure nicely. So leak down test successful. Well, bit of a messing around. Me leak down test kit didn't fit in the rubber because it was too big, so I had to machine it down and it kept popping out and giving me some trouble, but in the end I machined it down, put the groove in it, and it was fine. So it's holding pressure now. Thing is, I'm gonna have to make up another piece of alley and machine it all up for other sizes, because now I've machined it down, it's useless on the bigger sizes. So I've got to get some alley and do some machining there, and machine another one. But that one's good on the small manifolds now, and our leak down test was successful. So don't forget to subscribe, follow my channel. I will keep more good stuff coming, I promise.